Calaroga Shark Media.
From Washington, D.C., where the only October surprise would be if somebody didn't accuse Trump of something, this is Ballot.
Oh man, I hope a whole bunch of things about Trump don't come out. And then everyone ignores them and nothing changes. Let's hit this! Folks, it looks like we've got a new episode of Law and Disorder Special Victims Unit, starring none other than Donald Trump. Special Counsel Jack Smith filed new details in the federal election subversion case against Donald Trump. The filing alleges Trump disregarded Mike Pence's safety during the Capitol riot, planned to prematurely declare victory on election night, and that his campaign encouraged unrest in Michigan. Trump's lawyers dismissed the filing as a false hit piece. Our favorite spray-tan defendant is back in the hot seat. And this time, Jack Smith is turning up the heat faster than Trump's temper at a fact-checking convention. First up, we've got Trump channeling his inner Marie Antoinette during the Capitol riot. When told Pence was being evacuated, Trump reportedly said, "So what?" I guess in Trump's world, MAGA stands for Mike Ain't Getting Attention. But wait, there's more. Apparently, Trump had plans to declare himself the winner on election night faster than you can say Kamabla. It's like he was playing a game of political Monopoly and decided to skip right to go directly to White House, do not pass vote count, do not collect 270 electoral votes. And let's not forget the supporting cast. We've got campaign employees in Michigan responding to warnings of unrest with "Make them riot." Because nothing says democracy like a good old-fashioned angry mob, right? Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is probably sitting back with a bucket of popcorn, wondering if she should send Jack Smith a thank you note or a fruit basket. Apparently, Trump is obsessed with RFK's sexting scandal. Maybe he's jealous he doesn't have a sexting scandal of his own, because when you're facing 91 criminal charges, what else is there to do but dive into someone else's dirty laundry? Trump reportedly called up Kennedy himself to get the scoop. I guess when you can't trust the fake news, you go straight to the source. Kennedy denied everything faster than Trump denies knowing people in photographs with him. Our ex-commander-in-chief was so worked up, he almost took to Truth Social to express his condolences to Ryan Lisa, Newsy's ex-fiancé. Because nothing says presidential like publicly gloating over someone else's relationship drama. Meanwhile, New York Magazine has put Newsy on leave faster than you can say conflict of interest. I guess they draw the line at reporters getting too personal with their subjects. Who knew? And now RFK is facing new allegations of affairs with 3 more women. Apparently, RFK has been busy love-bombing women in the health freedom movement. I guess when you're fighting against vaccines, you need all the love you can get. And here's the kicker. Trump's team is worried that Kennedy's affairs might turn off suburban women voters. That's right, folks. The man who bragged about grabbing women by their private parts is now concerned about someone else's morals. It's like the pot calling the kettle black, except the pot is orange and the kettle is, well, a Kennedy. And let's not forget Cheryl Hines, Kennedy's wife, who's ducking questions about the scandal like she's dodging Larry David's social faux pas on Curb Your Enthusiasm. In the end, we're left with a 70-year-old man allegedly sexting a 31-year-old reporter, a former president more interested in gossip than his own legal troubles, and a whole lot of people suddenly very interested in journalistic integrity. Just another day in American politics, folks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go bleach my brain. Cheryl Hines is reportedly considering divorcing Robert F. Kennedy Jr., not because of his digital affair with reporter Olivia Nuzzi, but due to his flirtation with Donald Trump and endorsement of the Republican for president. It looks like we've got ourselves a real-life episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm meets House of Cards, with a dash of The Bachelor thrown in for good measure. Cheryl Hines, it seems, signed up for a Kennedy, but is getting a Trump by association. Talk about a political bait and switch. She was probably expecting Camelot, but instead, she's getting Mar-a-Lago. It's like RFK Jr. looked at the Kennedy family playbook and thought, how can I make this even more scandalous? I know, I'll throw in some MAGA hats. Poor Cheryl must be feeling like she's stuck in a bad political rom-com. She probably thought she was getting JFK Jr. 2.0, but instead, she's ended up with Donald Trump Jr.'s new bestie. And if RFK Jr. does end up in Trump's cabinet, Cheryl might find herself persona non grata in D.C. faster than you can say you're fired. Looks like she might have to trade in her Hollywood Walk of Fame star for a MAGA hat. Talk about a fashion downgrade. She probably should just get it over with, file for divorce, and start dating a younger guy with his own podcast. Meanwhile, Melania Trump, our former First Lady of Mystery, has suddenly decided to break her silence on abortion rights. And boy, did she pick a doozy of a time to do it. Just when Donald was trying to figure out which way the political wind was blowing on abortion, Melania comes out swinging for Team My Body, My Choice. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think the Trumps have a unique interpretation of family values. Donald's busy trying to make abortion as rare as a factual statement from his mouth, while Melania's over here channeling her inner Gloria Steinem. And let's not forget, this is the same woman who wore a jacket saying, "I really don't care, do you?" while visiting migrant children. Well, apparently she does care about something after all. Who knew? But here's the real kicker, folks. Donald Trump, the man who takes credit for everything from the invention of the wheel to the discovery of fire, is now in a pickle. He can't exactly brag about appointing the Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade when his own wife is waving the pro-choice flag. Talk about a homegrown insurrection. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is probably doing cartwheels in the Oval Office. She's thinking, forget about attacking Donald, I'll just let Melania do it for me. It's like having a secret weapon, except this one comes with a Slovenian accent and a penchant for plagiarizing speeches. It looks like the ghost of baseball past is haunting us once again, and who better to summon it than our very own tweeter-in-chief, Donald Trump. Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has decided that Pete Rose's passing is the perfect time to play umpire in the endless game of should he or shouldn't he be in the Hall of Fame. Because nothing says respecting the dead like using their funeral as a political football, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Pete Rose was to baseball what Trump is to, well, Twitter. A force to be reckoned with, controversial as all get out, and banned from his favorite playground. But while Rose bet on baseball, Trump's betting on this hot take to hit a home run with his base. Trump declares that Rose has paid the price. I'm not sure if he means the price of gambling or the price of those hideous 1970s haircuts, but either way, it's steep. Then again, Trump probably thinks Pete's hair looked pretty sharp, and let's not forget the timing of this grand pronouncement. Donnie Hustle dropped this bombshell during the vice presidential debate. Because why focus on trivial matters like the future of our country when we can debate about a dead guy's plaque in Cooperstown? Rose made his money hitting singles. Trump made his money hitting Chapter 11. Pete Rose was known for his hustle on the field. Trump's known for his hustle in court. Rose broke records on the field. Trump breaks records for most impeachments. Joe Biden, remember him? Don't worry, he doesn't either. Biden told a bunch of Olympic athletes at the White House that he couldn't attend the Paris Games because, drumroll please, he's the president. I guess being the most powerful man in the world comes with some drawbacks, like not being able to watch people throw javelins in person. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Biden says they wouldn't let him go. Who's they, you ask? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Maybe it's his staff, maybe it's the Illuminati, or maybe it's just the voice in his head that reminds him to eat his vegetables. Biden's got a plan. He says they can't stop him from going to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles because he won't be president then. Although I'll point out he is still eligible for a second term. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI. How about you candidates keep it calm until Monday so we can have a weekend off?